Alright, let's just jump right into it, folks. We are going to be working on an age-old project. I honestly don't remember the last time I worked on this project. It might even predate the city, but we've got ourselves a quadruple spawner is pushing it a bit, given the fact that this spawner here, oh hello, yeah, this spawner here is out with the activation area, but as you can see we've got ourselves a skeleton spawner, a couple of cave spider spawners, as well as another cave spider spawner down there. This is something that I've had in the world for a long time. You can tell by the lack of 1.8 stone, this is a really early part of the world, so we're going to be working on this today. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to work it, how we're going to get it sorted, but I mean that's part of the fun of it, I guess, is experimenting. And I'm just showing it off now as it is when I arrived here for the first time today. First time in a long time. I think what I'm going to do is dig out a massive pit. And then we'll think about it. Other than that, I'm not entirely sure. I should say after the issues we had, I think issues is the best way of putting it. After the issues we had last episode, I have managed to recuperate one or two things. I've got a bow, isn't quite the best bow in Minecraft, but it'll do the job. I'm not fussed. I've got a number of spare elytra, so I managed to get them back. And other than that, I didn't really lose too much. Obviously building materials, but they're not difficult to replace. But yeah, it was just the elytra and the bow that I lost. I think the bow's the hardest one to take. I've only got one best bow in Minecraft now, and I kind of have to save that for the museum, I think. We'll put that in the museum at some point. Anyway, yeah, I've got a haste 2 beacon set up, and we're just going to spend a bit of time cleaning out this area. And I do need stone for other projects, so that's kind of why we're doing this today. And yeah, it'll be fun to try and get this working. Maybe we could mess about with it in some ways, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll do a bit of digging out on camera, and I will show you the progress in due course. And many hours later, this is the progress. I'm not sure it quite counts as a stupid project, but it's borderline idiotic. What we've got here is 5 spawners all within an area, and there's a cave spider up there. Yeah, 5 spawners all within this, I don't want to say tiny area, but I think the thing is, we're not going to be able to activate them all at the same time. So in that regard, it's not very smart, but I just thought, because we've got 5 spawners all fairly close, we may as well dig out a larger area and just see what we can work with. And it's actually a pretty cool area. As I've said, pre 1.8 terrain, the mineshaft is completely different to what you would get these days in vanilla. I've probably got to dig down I'll dig down another 20 blocks, get to bedrock, and then panic and try and figure out what to do. Yeah, there's so many mobs, like the caves are not lit up all that well, but we aren't, like, there was no mob system planned for this area, hence why I've left dark spots everywhere. As I said, I have no memory of this place. I remember building the tunnel. I'll show you the nether tunnel to this place, although I might have shown it recently. I remember building the nether tunnel vaguely, but I don't remember first starting on this project, here, although a creeper did blow up at one point, so I had to redo this part of the tunnel. It's an alright looking tunnel, it's not the best, but I don't think it's the worst looking tunnel ever. And obviously it's using boats instead of minecarts because it's so short. Yeah, there's evidence of dark spots. But yeah, the plan, as I said, dig down all the way, and then after that we'll just, I guess, work on the actual mechanics of the farm. Now the good thing is the highest spawner is the skeleton one. Skeletons have more health than cave spiders. Well, basically it's 4 cave spider spawners, 1 skeleton spawner. Skeletons have to drop further in order to die. I think we're going to have to do it. I mean, we could try an XP farm, but the problem with that is we would have to stand in the one place and activate all the spawners. We can't do that, so it's going to have to be just a drop kind of spawner thing, which I've done in the past. Haven't done it in this world because this is where I was going to do it, and I haven't done it, but we are doing it now. That's the plan anyway. Alright, progress report. We've made even more progress. Got our 5 spawners in the area. Yes, I'm definitely digging out more than I need to, but well, too late for that now. It's funny, I never see villager zombies when I need them. Then when I don't need them, they come in droves. That's like the third or fourth one I've seen in the last wee while. Anyway, we've got an inventory full of buckets because what I do want to try is the trick where you get rid of lava using loads of buckets. I've not really tried it before. I've not really had the motivation, the desire to do it. But now there's actually a use because this room is full of lava. There's loads of lava under this Y level, which is Y11. So we're going to try our very best to get rid of it. I think what you do is just that. Seems to work pretty well, actually. And yeah, I didn't bring my sword, so who's the idiot? I'm the idiot. I guess the reason Oh, that guy's got a sword. Can I have your sword, please? We could try and kill him with our pickaxe. No. Alright, whatever. Let's keep going then with clearing the lava. Look at that. I'm trying to make sure we don't like lose any buckets. Yeah, we're almost at max capacity. There we go, we are at max capacity. Now we just need to figure out what to do with the lava. I guess we could just kind of like chuck it in here. Although that is very... Well, this is why you need a really, really good iron farm, is for stuff like this. Yeah, that's the sort of late game stage that I'm not quite at, I guess. Or I could be at if I put my mind to it. Or if I had enough resources. I'm sure I've got enough resources for a better iron farm. I just don't have the motivation or the desire for it. But yeah, this is one of those reasons why you might want a fast iron farm, like an insanely fast. Usually it's fine just to have a mediocre one, like the one I've got. But for things like this, for projects like this, it's a lot better to have. Well, it's a lot better to have a much better farm. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. And there we go. We've managed to get rid of an absolute ton of lava. And, well, as you can see, there is more. A lot more down there. Let's get rid of that. So what's this Y level we're at? Go down one, we're at Y6. So that's just one above where I need to be. We're going down to Y5, obviously, to the bedrock. Because obviously we can't dig any lower past the bedrock. Okay, many hours later, and we've come to this point. I've got all 5 spawners in a fairly sizable area, all dug out, and now it's time to figure out what we'll be doing with them. Honestly, it took so long to dig this area out. My plan is simply just to lay some rail track down here and use hopper minecarts to pick up stuff. I really can't think of anything else that is likely going to be beneficial. Also, we need to experiment on where the most optimal place is to stand. Now, unfortunately, I think they're basically in 2 groups. You know, these 3 and then these 2. And I'm not even sure if we can activate these 2 at the same time. But the good thing is, I think all mobs that spawn will fall and ultimately will leave their drops. Spiders will leave string, and the skeletons will leave arrows and bones. Those are the stuff you get from those mobs when they die naturally. Okay, so I've set out some minecart tracks down at the bottom there. I've actually missed one out. We will resolve that right now. I was going to leave it as it was, or as it is now. However, I then realised I probably needed another level because there were mobs walking around down there stopping the minecarts, and obviously we wouldn't be able to have that when the farm was running. You know, the idea is go AFK and just let the mobs spawn, and you know, you don't have to worry about minecarts stopping all the time. So we're going to do that now. We're going to head down, and I've got my sounds off once again. I usually play my sounds off when I'm watching videos or listening to music or podcasts or whatever. Yeah, this is taking a lot longer than I anticipated, but again, I dug out a lot of needless areas, so it is entirely on me. So what we're going to do is we're going to place down some magma blocks, and these will obviously have the dual function of you know, it's a solid block. It does the job. It does the job of any other solid block in that it prevents mobs from walking around on the tracks and stopping the minecarts. And we're actually going to have to stop it here, I've just realised. So yeah, we might have to have, like, I don't know, half slabs maybe? We'll have to have a way to stop mobs from walking down on this part. I don't think we're going to be able to have a block there. Minecarts might be able to get up there, but they won't be able to get back down. Yeah, as expected. So, yeah, we'll have to end it there, and then over here we'll... I don't know what we'll do. we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But, yeah, the other function that these blocks will have is any mobs that don't die from the fall, they'll die from the magma blocks. So no worries there. I had to have the tracks going up because the redstone is just your classic minecart station, minecart redstone station, where by default the powered rail is active, and so the minecart will just bounce off this block and head back, as demonstrated right there. But if the minecart is full of items, then the items will start going to the hopper, they'll get picked up, that'll activate this, deactivate that, and eventually deactivate the power rail, and the minecart will stop until all the items are unloaded, and then it will be on its way again because it'll reverse the circuit. So I've made a bunch of these. I've never actually... Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I have made one of these minecart stations before. That was part of the old gold farm, the one that broke in like 1.10, the one with iron golems. But I made that as part of a tutorial. Admittedly, I made these as part of a tutorial, but I'm not really... As you can probably tell, I'm not using a tutorial for this farm because it's... well, it's not unprecedented, but you know what I mean. Who's going to make a tutorial for a quintuple spawner? Two of which are kind of outside the activation radius. Nobody is, because it's so daft. Right, anyway, we've also got more redstone here. It's just a typical way to pump the items up and into chests. But yeah, the next stage is to get this floor on. I will have to go and collect some more magma blocks, which is going to be a lot of fun, trust me. I'm really relishing the prospect of running around. I mean, the good thing is, thanks to that 420km long rail track, we've got so many nether chunks loaded. I really don't need to worry about yeah, where I go now in the nether. What the heck? Oh yeah, and I'm sure you've noticed, but this is the old ravine. So basically I just dug down, I extended it a wee bit. Needlessly, I will add, but I decided to extend it because I thought it would look cool having a more natural looking wall, although I did get rid of all the non-stone blocks and added a few half slabs to stop random mobs from spawning up there. But yeah, it's coming along well. The tricky part will be figuring out how we activate the spawners. I've got one or two ideas, which I will speak about in just a moment, but first, let's get to work. Well, if I wasn't out of iron before, I well and truly am now. I've got less than a beacon's worth of iron left, and we've still got to place down all of the minecarts, the hopper minecarts that we will be using to collect the items. I should have made a fire res potion. Can I not place that? Oh, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the surface laid, all of the magma blocks, and now we're just on the... Oh, I was going to say we're on the closing stages. I've just realised I need to remember what one I'm on, because otherwise I'll be sending two down the same track and I won't know until I don't see them come back. So yeah, I've never really done flooring like this. I mean, again, the only time I've really used hopper minecarts like this has been the old gold farm, but it's been many a year since I have used that. Many a year since I built that. And yes, for once we're going to have an episode that's under 40 minutes, or however long my episodes usually are. As you can see, I've just gone ahead, steamrollered right to the end, and I'm going to show off what we've done. So I did a staircase. I'm sure I showed this off last time, but there's this thing I've got when playing the game. I don't like having areas accessible only by elytra, for example, or ender pearls. Before I was having to ender pearl up here, I could have used the elytra. I don't like it when that's the case. So I always want there to be a way, you know, just to go on foot, just in case, for example, I don't have any ender pearls or I don't have my elytra on me. So we've got this, that's good. All the minecarts should be running. I've not really checked. I do realise that some of these are going to be incredibly useless. For example, the ones at the very far end are going to be useless, as there's going to be no cave spiders landing here, and there's going to be no mobs landing in this area at all because there's no spawners nearby. It just kind of looks a wee bit cool, and well, I've done it now. There was actually a dual purpose to this. The reason I did this project now was because I needed the stone for another project, so there was a method to my madness this time. We're not just doing a mindless project. But here we go. So what we have is we've got this area here which activates all 3 other spawners. There is a bug. I'm guessing it's a bug where you can't see the particles through the glass. You can see where that's the skelly spawner. You can see the particles at the top, but then below, the lower half that's through the glass, you can't see the particles. That must be a bug, surely, but the point is, all spawners are active, or the 3 of them anyway. Those 2 spawners are not active. Did I know this would be the case? Yes, I did. I was well aware that it was impossible to activate all 5 spawners from one area. I mean, admittedly, it'd be ideal if I could stand here and just have all 5 active. But the tragedy is, as you can see, that spawner is active. Move back 1 block, it's not active. Turn around, that spawner is active. Move back 1 block, and now it's not active. So yeah, unfortunately, the prime position is like right here between these 2 blocks. And if you look up, actually that one is. Move over slightly. Oh, it's deactive, and so is that one. So there's a fine line where the player is standing between the activation areas of both these spawners. You might think this is a bad thing. Well, it is. Let's be brutally honest. Although I designed this knowing fine well that I was only going to be able to activate a maximum of 3 spawners. So what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to use a railcart, a minecart, to try and activate both spawners simultaneously. Now this is just an experiment. I don't expect this to like increase spawn rates or anything like that. We'd be better off standing over here. The idea could be, and I say the idea could be because I'm really not sure, but yeah, the idea could be that we use an alt. Yeah, I get my alt on, and my alt activates 2 of the spawners while my main activates the other 3. It's a bit of an AFK farm. Yeah, see, it's not active long enough. I don't know what the best angle to look at these are. They're not active long enough. That's the thing. They're not active long enough to spawn spiders. So it's kind of a stop-start system. It's a wee bit tragic, but at the same time, whatever. It is what. Oh, look, some spawn there. Maybe we would have to increase the track a bit more. I mean, I'm out of track now. I'll just leave that. But the main place is over here. So in theory, this room could easily have been a quarter the size of what it is. But, oh well. You live and learn. Well, I don't, but anyway, that will do it for this episode, folks. I plan on clearing out all the chests here, getting rid of them, and yeah, this will be in semi-working order. I guess the reason I did this project, and I did it to the extent that I have, is because, for one thing, it's an old project, something that I've wanted to get done for a while. Is it going to be used heavily? Probably not. I mean, I've got better mob farms than that. I mean, I've got my mob farm at base that I use a lot. But the point is, it's a wee bit unique. You know, quintuple spawner farm that isn't actually a quintuple spawner farm. It's just a triple spawner farm plus a couple of spawners over here that are kind of messed up. It's a wee bit unique. It's something I've not really had in my worlds before. So it's nice to sort of get it working. Maybe we can experiment a bit with that. Or maybe it'll just lie here as a relic and I will take the stone and use it on another project. Either one. As you can see, all the stuff's going in these chests. They probably won't be filled up ever, but it's nice to have them. Another farm done and dusted. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.